I'm using 0.10 gauge electric guitar strings. I'm using an E string tuned down to a D, so that's an octave below the regular D string. And I have an A string tuned to A, so it's kind of a little bit of a sort of a kind of a power chord, and kind of reminds me of the band where the guy played the slide bass, Morphine. He had a 2-string bass, and he played slide on it, and then they had a saxophone and a drummer. Saw him in Austin a few times. Of course, you don't have to tune it the way I have it tuned, and you don't have to use the E string and the A string. You can use the A string and the D string and the D string and the D string and the G string and the B string and whatever string you want to use. Some people use just one 6th string tuned to E on the Diddley Bows. This one gives you a little bit more versatility as far as playing some power chords. This is basically tuned to a power chord right here. You could have this tuned with a 5th and a 4th string, A string and a D string, and you could tune it AD just like a regular guitar. You could have a 4th and a 3rd, and a 2nd and a 1st, and a bip, 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 however you want to do it. There's just a million different options. And this one has a single coil pickup down in this area, which gives it a nice bassy tone the way it's currently tuned, but also not too bassy, because the further down here you put the pickup, the more treble it is, the closer to the bridge, and the closer up here to the neck, the more bassy it is. So because this is tuned E low D and A, I thought it'd be a good idea to put the pickup here, because if I put the pickup here for this particular tuning, I'd have to adjust my amp, and this is a regular guitar amp, it's not a bass amp. So your mileage may vary, but I thought, well, I think I'll stick it down here just to see how it sounds. So end result with this current tuning is it sounds kind of halfway between a bass and a guitar. But if you didn't tune it this way and you tuned it higher up, again, trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and gazillions and bazillions and billions of ways to tune it. But if I didn't have this tuned as low as it currently is, maybe I tuned it up to a low A, regular A on a guitar and a D, then this pickup would sound more like a guitar. So in that way of thinking, depending on what strings you put on, and you don't have to stick with whatever strings you originally put on here, you can change them whenever you want, put whatever strings on here. It's not like it's, you can only use the 6th string and the 5th string tuned low D and low A like it currently is. So bottom line is, if you want it to sound a little bit bassier, kind of in between a bass and a guitar, tune it down low, and you got the pickup down here. So if you tune it up higher, it sounds more like a guitar, gives it more of a kind of guitar sound. With your distortion pedals, you can get some heavy sustain on it. So there's a lot of different options with these. It's not just to go boom, didda boom, didda boom, didda boom, didda boom all night long with one string. You have options that, especially with a 2-string, that really lets you expand your sound. I weight all my cigar box guitars. I put extra wood in to weight them down, so they balance like this instead of like this when you're on stage. It also really helps with the sustain on these. 1 volume control, and that's a dowel for a neck with the fret markers on top and fret markers on the front. Bluesboy Jag logo as usual, signed and numbered as usual since 2005. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your kind support, Toodles.